Hello boys, my name is Koyoshi, and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Pokémon Legends Arceus. I'll kind of just touch up on stuff now before I go in here. In the last episode, we left off doing some other stuff and doing other things, and more importantly, we caught Legendary Electrode, or rather, finished off not Arceus. Electrode. We quelled that frenzied Pokemon. And now we're moving on to the final area, or so we think, but I did some grinding, as you can see. I did some grinding, particularly for evolving certain Pokemon, and after doing some more work, I actually found out a couple of interesting secrets and other stuff. But I think I'll just let my setup do the talking now. And yes, that's right. I went looking for Pikachu, and I found Pichu instead, the even rarer version of it. I'm gonna have to lure this. I can't afford to lose this thing. Okay. Because of the randomness, I may have to wait a little bit more than usual before I can get other stuff to do that. I also can't afford to catch them, because if I catch a different Pokemon in accident, then I might have a problem come up later. Yeah. It would help if I actually got close enough to hit it. Okay, well, at least we got the backstrike. Okay, good. Alright. Not gonna lie, that was intense, because it took me so long to just find a Pikachu in general, and the fact that I was able to just find that instead was just kind of blew my mind, man. It was so difficult just to find a Pikachu, because here's what I've been doing, basically. I've basically been, like, off screen, I was grinding some wilds, and then I got bored, so I wanted to really get a Pichu to show up, so I'm just gonna rest until morning. But yeah, I was really annoyed when I found out that for a while I still had Pichu kind of off. I wasn't able to get him into this other stuff. Because I think I've mentioned multiple times I wanted to get a Pikachu for the longest time, and I could just never find it. It was so stinking annoying. And then I just go and find mine, Pichu instead, which is even rarer, by the way. One of many rare spawns in this game. Instead, and it surprises me. And you want to know why that's good is because I can evolve it to Pikachu later and get the stuff done I want. But more importantly, though, I did some grinding off screen, and I finally managed to get some of the Pokemon to work. So I'm actually going to deal with that now. We're going to swap out all of our main Pokemon. And we're gonna put in these new evolution Pokemon one by one. Because I actually went off and purposely did as much grinding as I possibly could to get as many evolutions as I could, and then I set that up so I can actually have evolutions ready, and now I'm gonna actually do them today, so you're gonna see multiple evolutions back to back here. It's the first time I've done something like this of its kind. But yes, because grinding requires lots of stuff, particularly evolving Pokemon. I went off screen and did as much evolutions as I could. Or activate as many evolutions as I could, and then because you could just evolve them whenever you want, I'm just doing them all now. Spio we're gonna keep on our team permanently, by the way, because we need an Ice-type Pokemon as well as we need... as well as, like, just a powerful Pokemon in general. So we'll get Celio. Skuntake. Alright. So I had the idea of putting these into a separate area so I could evolve them all at once. Alright. There we go. We got what? We're gonna get several new Pokemon out of this, as well as several others as well. And yes, I also evolved my female Combi, and I initially was trying to evolve an Eevee too, but I couldn't find the way to do it properly. So I kind of just did another these instead. Alright, let's do this again. Magikarp I'm evolving just multiple times just to have multiple Gyarados caught. I'll probably still battle some of them when they do show up. That is if I even find any. Right. Multiple of these will be evolved into new ones that we may have seen before but never got the first time. Right. Yes, this is the evolution spree episode, if you want to say that. Times fast. Because this is basically all we're going to be doing for the next session or so. Evolving. Because I'm still trying to get as high of a star as possible, and unfortunately one of the more annoying ones involves getting a lot of new Pokemon. Since one of the fastest ways of getting it is to get as many new Pokemon as I can, I've been trying to do other stuff. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a way to evolve my other Pokemon, so I'm thinking the only way I can do this now is I need to find wherever that Moss Rock is to get our... Also, you don't have much stuff, so I'll just give you some extra stuff. Why not? Alright. Yeah, okay, so now I have Gyarados caught. I feel like catching Gyarados normally would be almost impossible, so that's why I'm doing that right now. And then I'll kind of just insert these guys now randomly into the side area. And then anyway, we need B-Barrel to use some moves, so we're gonna bring out B-Barrel to use some moves with. That's probably one of the most interesting things I have to do. We need Crogunt for levels later, so we'll do that. And then we'll kind of just insert these Pokemon into the area one by one. Lots of rearranging has to be done, by the way, so my apologies if this takes a bit, but I was just going around trying to get as many evolutions as I can, but yes, I've gotten that Pastor 16 ready, and I'm basically using that as a new strategy to get... Oh yeah, and that's right, I need to bring this boy in, and I need him as well. So I'll get rid of those two. And we'll kind of use them one by one as we need to. B-Barrel I need for like a couple of levels later. Because it needs to, I think... I like how we went through all of that and... And because of all the stuff we did, we didn't even find a lot of them for the longest time. But anyways, I need a B-Barrel to use a couple of moves on himself. He needs Bite, he needs Aqua Tail, and we need to and we need Strong Style moves too. Oh great, that's a lot of stuff to do. So we're gonna just have B-Barrel fight some random Pokemon right now. That's one of the biggest problems I have to deal with, is remembering to actually fight wild Pokemon with, like, Strong Style moves. Oh, we can... Oh. I got it. So I would use Strong Style moves, and I did that instead on accident. Okay, well, at least we both did that. There we go. That's what I wanted to use before. Fortunately, it's not strong enough level to use strong style moves on other spots, but it's fine. And yes, Bidoof is kind of chilled back for the most part. Okay, we need Bite uses. So let's take it out with Bite now. I have to kind of pick and choose what to use. It's kind of odd that Bidoof uses Rollout more than he uses Tackle. Okay. And then just to confirm it more, I'm gonna do other stuff. That. Go. Literally bring him out just to use moves on our opponents. Hey. Okay, that should confirm that it can now be completed. Alright, so now I don't need to use that anymore. So I did all of that just to get his Pokédex entry complete, because we still need lots of Pokédex entry farming. And I will say, farming up Pokédex entries to completion, it takes quite a while. I'm not gonna lie. And now, the big one. This is the important one. We're gonna swap it out for Pichu, which I know evolves on Friendship, so way we could really evolve it in this, it might be different actually, but we're gonna try and get all of its move uses now, because it was so hard to find that I need to make sure that I actually endeavor stuff. Okay, well, that doesn't matter. That means we just have to evolve it. Okay, so getting its research level up is going to be particularly annoying, because apparently, not only do you have to catch it between daylight hours and other stuff, but you can't just catch it using other stuff either. Well, that's fine, because I guess I could go straight to Nature's Pantry and do stuff there. What's really odd, by the way, this whole area on the right side area is technically Nature's Pantry. I found that out by just going into stuff by accident. But yes. Part of the reason why it makes this so difficult is because, what I really need is, Scatterbanes and other stuff to really make them go away. Because, as Pikachu is only a... Well, Pikachu may not be a rare spawn, it's still kind of an uncommon spawn anyway, which makes it really annoying to catch, because not only do you have to find it in its random location in the wild, which can take a very long time to find, but you have it shuffled into all these Parasists, the Cricketots, and all that nonsense. It could pretty much appear anywhere. I'm glad I'm playing with sound now, because I need to... Using sound will help me figure out better where to go. Okay, so that area is too close to Tidewater Dam, so I have to stay more in this leftward area. Okay, I think I finally have my strategy now. Walk up and between the Paris area, and walk up in there between this middle area. And just run down the same path over and over again to see them. There's also another strategy I was thinking of where I just run in, try and look for them. If I don't find a Pikachu within a certain amount of minutes, I'll just immediately replenish out. I also learned that Cherubi, learned in doing this, that Cherubi has a chance to only appear in certain areas. In fact, even more than that, Cherubi only appears in these vast tunnel things or whatever. That's fine. Okay, so before I forget, I know that Pichu only evolves through friendship, so we need to have it battle some Pokemon, I think, to get that to work. It might work differently here, but otherwise it's more or less the same. If we want to actually farm up Pokemon, we should use this opportunity to farm up Weasel instead. But yes. As for the actual strategy I'm gonna use, probably is just gonna evolve arming up KOs in the right side of this area with it in my party. I know that because I tried to evolve another character in a similar way, Eevee. Without doing that, I just had to use a lot of moves, and eventually it evolved. Also, I'm gonna have to probably face a battler. Might have to just use Strong Style on all these guys. So let's do that. Make sure they To be fair, we need to defeat some of these with electric types anyway, so we can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone by just using that. But as you can see, Pikachu has Pichu, unlike Pikachu, has a clear problem with one thing in particular, its health. As you can see, it dies really quickly from any attacks. Some of the other characters, they had more around level 50 and other stuff and were able to handle their own. Pichu, the same thing that would work for Pichu, whatever, Pichu can't handle as easily. That means you have to deal with the random RNG of Pokemon potentially killing you. And even then, its damage isn't the best. The only way to get it to evolve decently quickly is to just use Constitutions on it whenever it gets to straight, and otherwise just do other stuff. Okay, this time it chose to just look around like an idiot. Seems Pichu's page in general will be a bit harder to complete than I expected. Initially I thought it would be similar to others, but apparently that's not the case. Might be more difficult than I thought. Ice Vein usually takes 2 hits, so I'm just... Oh, this one suddenly wants to fight. We have no choice but to go with Strong Style. Oh, pulled through, just barely. Since I have a lot of these, maybe I should just start using these instead. I have so many orange berries that I could just use those as like a backup heal. Wait a minute, where's the big boy? He's in the back, okay. Alright, I don't want that Wurmple. It's kind of interesting that there's an alpha Wurmple and all that, but not the best, actually. So please hooks around again, I won't actually test if I could kill it in 1 hit or not. Alright. He's just looking around. That's what I thought. I do like the way you go through stuff sometimes, because the way you defeat certain Pokemon, it can be simple or hard depending on where you actually put it at. Depending on where you go, it could be either really easy or really tricky to do at first. Alright. I'm gonna kind of just swap and do stuff for a little bit. My apologies if this takes a little while, but because I've been wanting a Pikachu for so long that I will do anything just to have that Pokédex entry ready. Yeah, so that area on the right side, that can't be Nature's Pantry. Oh, there's one finally. That is a Pichu, but I'll take it. That's... We do need to still catch Pokemon, and we still have to feed them food and whatnot. Pikachu on its own is one of those trickier ones. Okay, it got to it first. Oh, if I could just throw it! Oh, I barely got it with the heavy ball. Alright, there's our number caught finally. I knew we need to catch it without being spotted in particular, so that's another reason why I grinded this so much, is because I wanted to find it. Didn't think it would take that long to find one, but it happened. That's just a thing that you have to deal with. Of course, now that I've ran through this area hundreds of times, I'm starting to understand more where it spawns, and now I have a good path I can take. Those are both Paris. I always pay attention if one of them's like a Pichu. But yeah, as you can see, Pikachu is actually not as common as you think. It's more likely an uncommon spawn, and part of the problem is the Kricketot and other stuff, they get in the way of you all the time, so instead of a Pokemon you want showing up, we see more other stuff instead. It's just really bad, so keep on switching stuff. I need to change it to daytime before it hits, because if it hits daytime, bad fates could happen. For Pichu itself, I don't actually know how much power it needs. All I know is I think it has to use a set amount of moves at a set amount of time while battling against specific Pokemon. I know it's not needed for its other stuff, but I know that Pichu is infamously only able to evolve by using other friendship stuff. So we have to... So in order to set up properly, I think we have to win a set amount of battles with him. With Pichu in our party in order for it to evolve. And of course, Pichu is battling in all of them, because we need to get more battle experience. At least that's the way it worked for the longest time in the original Pokemon games. If that's not the case, then I'm gonna be a bit annoyed, since I'm been firing up quite a bit. I'm gonna use at least 2 of these on him, just so he won't die immediately. So let's do that. Ooh. Well, that helps out a bit. Now I could use moves other than other stuff. Alright, what did it get? Swift! Oh boy, that's a much better move than the other previous ones were. Because these are only 40, this one's 60 at 100. That could get us through some of the more tougher battles. Already has Swift, so I don't need to level up anymore. It might be another set level up anyways, because with all the stuff going on, it can just have so very fast. But yeah, I grinded up Pichu a little bit. Probably should have done that a bit earlier, just grinded it up naturally a bit. That is a special starry almost, or at least a bigger one. It is risky to take these out since they tend to flee. Even for eyes, it still is not a bad idea to at least try battling them occasionally. But yeah. Yes, unfortunately I don't know much when it comes to other stuff. That at least makes it a 2-hit, but nothing else really changes otherwise. Sorry if this is a lot of grinding, but one essential effect we need is evolving new Pokemon, and there's not really a better way of doing it than through this. With all the boosts we got now, Pichu should at least be close to outspeeding Blizzo, and more importantly, be able to kill it in one hit with its veins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full loop of these encounters to try and get it some more friendship points. Since I need to get certain Pokemon defeated anyway. And also, whatever way we should get our Tumblestone count up a bit. Why not? I'm sure using it on other stones would work just fine too. I just feel like it would be easier to do it this way. Okay, yeah, alright, so now we're taking them out in one hit. It needs Medicine Leaks out of the way. These things have gotten so underrated now that I don't need Medicine Leaks anymore, so I'm just taking them out of my inventory. That is a fast, speedy run. I can tell because it outsped me even with all those stuff. It seems to really like dropping that one item. But yes, sorry if this is another boring grind. any episode, but I have a way to make it a bit more interesting once things go through. Because we'll get at least another star upgrade today, and if I push further, I might get another star upgrade as well. Really just depends on how far I'm willing to push this. We get double battle? Nope. It seems completely random whether or not two Pokemon will team you or not. More often than not, the effect just causes one of them to run away instead of double battle you. And we're going for these ones pretty obvious because we want Pichu to have the advantage against him so that he could get more points as well as other stuff more easily. I'm pretty sure EV Grind, at least as I know, works just the same as it does in the regular game. If you defeat tons of Pokemon at once by just defeating them over and over and over again, you can get tons of stats for them. Oh, and the music starts up again. Sometimes you just chill and do whatever stuff, and then sometimes it'll get in and just add a little bit of oomph to this. Okay, I ran basically my entire loop. I'm gonna go back here. Okay, the way I'm gonna check is every time one of those loops is completed, I'm going to level up my Pikachu and see if that triggers its evolution. If it doesn't trigger that, then I'll find something else to do. Spark's still a good move to get. That's an improvement to its electric move, which it probably desperately needed. And yeah, so I always run this loop again, even though I don't need to. Alright, that looks like the same Pokemon, but I think it isn't. Yeah. All that set up as just a Kricketot. Oh, that's a Pikachu. Again, Pikachu has a special effect where we have to catch it without being spotted. There's kind of a simple way to do it, though. This basically involves just having it eat, and then you smack it in the back with this, which I just barely missed. Still worked. Okay, that at least gets the, part of that done. I don't think we need to catch any more Pikachus now, though I would still like to find a Pichu. It also seems to really only like spawning in that one area, so it might be worth it to just check that one specific precise area instead. I do still have to defeat it. I still have to defeat it with ground type moves. So if it finds me next, I could just battle it instead. Actually, wait, no. That's not a thing I have to deal with. Because I remember. Because of all my battles with Ray, I kind of just already gotten a lot of experience from that. But hey, it's a thought. I'm going to do this until Pikachu evolves, by the way, so not a lot we can do. Speaking of which, though, I have a new pro move that I probably should have done before. Why not, instead of just doing other stuff? I'll show off Spark in a second if it lets me. I'll just do this once for you guys. Nice. One thing I really should do is I'm just gonna make another big brain play. I'm gonna see you guys later when this Pokemon is actually ready to evolve, so it doesn't take too long. Because I think you get an idea now, so you don't need to... We don't need to look at that anymore, so we'll just wait. Alright guys, welcome back to the set. Took me a while, but we got the evolution. Let's just do it right now to get it out of the way. In doing all of this nonsense, by the way, I found an easier way to get Pichu, which I might try in a minute. But right now, I hate to get Pikachu. Also, it's been a very long time since I've gone this long without getting a Pikachu at least once. Usually I get a Pikachu a lot sooner in the game, like as soon as I could get it. Because I like it. It's one of my favorite mains in the entire series, and the fact that I couldn't get it for the longest time, ooh, that was nice. Apparently because that Pichu was such light, it made a light Pikachu as well. Alright, well, let's report my findings. This should give us our level that we need, which we've been waiting for a while. And there we go. So now we got Pikachu completed fully. We might still want to use it a bit to have it use Thunderbolt, but we always have other stuff that we can do instead. And we got, because I evolved one, we got that. Alright. So we got all these evolution boys out of the way. And more importantly, we can report to Silene for another promotion. So we're going to do that first, actually. And more importantly, we can trigger its evolution as well by doing other stuff. And now we're finally back here. Let's start with the requests. I said I would go through all the requests. Some of them might be a bit trickier, though. Never you will. Oh my goodness. Being mean again. Dear customer, I'm sorry you had to see it. I asked Talon to survive me some new goods, but he simply won't do business with me. I truly hate to keep opposing you at this. Speed to make him see reason. You do a little well to pay a Toka Garel. Perhaps some sand rashes? 3 ought to do. Alright. I think I have some of those. But first we need to go into this area. And actually go to Silene right now. Alright. Well, you've made progress. It seems you've earned yourself a star. I'm not sure how high you need to go, but... Oh. All Pokemon will obey your orders reliably now. Okay. Well, that deals with that problem of them not ignoring my orders. Rand for the security course is trying to think of battle strategies to use with his Pachirichu. Chat with the chap and see what he needs. Yeah, exactly. Now I need to check if this can be trained or not. If not, we'll just feed our remaining XP things we have into... Oh, there it is. Okay. Pikachu's main move. Also has its Volt Tackle too, but I don't think I need it as much, so I'll just ignore it for now. Get rid of its Undershock for that, since we could just use a different blighter. Why not? And it'll probably need some experience, so I'll train it up with the rest I have. Alright, there we go. Trying to get it tough enough so I can maybe reliably defeat some of the stronger Pokemon. Alright, now about that other request. I think I already have sand radishes from just doing other grinding, since part of my grind involved just collecting a bunch of items and then shoving them into my storage. Just, like, stack them all up. So I think now it's gotten so large that there might be some sand radishes in there, just from other stuff that I did. At least I think. Yeah! Knew it! Knew it! So they don't have to be found in the other area. They could just be found here. Also, I can get a rare here, or not. Apparently that... Oh, now we can buy them here anyway. I like how after you get certain items, you can find those there at the area, just if you get bored. That's fine, we have all the sand radishes we need. Alright. Survey Corps recruit required the Lord of the Hollow. I'm sorry to you keep getting roped into errands on my account. To tell you the truth, I'd be happy to get my corp products out of the shop for free, but that'd mean letting Choi off the hook, and the very idea of that sets my teeth gnashing. Bound for the Alabaster Ice Set soon. Will you bring me back 3 sand masses? Oh. Oh, you're back with the veggies? Well done gathering them in that harsh climate. Won't you let me have 3 sand radishes? Yep. Sand radishes, the Alabaster Iceland's finest feature. If you give these bitter roots a nice thorough pickling, it's a neat sweetness. Once they're pickled, they'll make for a lovely quips and quite well-liked sap. My granddaughter likes to find pickle, I'll tell you what. So ask her to give you one of these, a nice briny soak. Anyways, I'm sorry to have kept on using him as a go-between between town. Suppose it's time I had a proper conversation with the well. Alright. So after all of this, we now get to see him actually do other stuff. Oh, and we can also get more space in our satchel. I wonder how much more you need. This is getting to a point where we need to get a lot of money just to pack items in our satchel at all. It's quite a bit. Alright. Now he comes out. Now listen, I'll set you up with some new goods, but as a favor to Yoshi, not you. Think for 1 second this means I have a set to you. But tell how, sir. Oh, please, Grandpa, I can't believe this is still an issue for you. And now... Yui, how long have you been... What? Is our little store not worthy enough to sell you goods? Talk about letting personal feelings get in the way of business. Keep this up, Grandpa, I swear. I'll never speak to you again. But why, sweet Lily? You said you'd never get married and leave your poor Gramps. Who in the right mind takes a tiny child's words so seriously? So sorry my grandpa has been such a bother to you, Yoshi. I hope this doesn't put you off visiting our shop. Alright. Big conversation. This was quite the conversation, huh? Well, in any case, we got some excellent new items in our shelves. Do buy some. So what does this do? We get a new cake. So there's one that attracts bird Pokemon. More Scatterbanes. Oh, and we can buy Ultra Balls now. I'm gonna get at least 10 of those, because we definitely need the higher tier of the O's. I actually was able to craft a few, but because of some other stuff that happened, they actually got moved into my other satchel instead. So I didn't have them in immediately as soon as I wanted it. Let's just move these two. Don't need those as much. Fortunately, you can't really get rid of apricorns nor the spoiled kind either. Keep that for later. Alright, I'm preparing to evolve him, but... Oh, we have mass outbreaks, then. Mass outbreak after mass outbreak here. My big thing I'm gonna try and do is not focus on catching a lot of random repeat Pokemon, but instead focusing on new ones we haven't seen yet. And we're gonna do that in order, so that we can get stuff going a bit quicker. So anything that hasn't been seen yet, we still can't figure out the unknown thing, because I tried looking at that, and I just couldn't find any. Or rather, just do stuff that made things interesting. Alright. Let's see. I'm trying to look at what exactly I need to do. We need a Cricketune to use Slash and X Scissor. We need a Munchlax, which is not found in the first areas, but can be found in the city and fieldlands, but it's in Deer Track Heights, which is actually the area that we went to here. But in a different note, I need to catch another Pichu to complete my Pokedex, and apparently it doesn't allow us to do battling with the setups. So, and yes, I found this out just by doing other stuff, that you can find this at random by just doing a big route down here. So, if you take this very precise route down the right in the other setup, there's a consistent location based off of map position where you can get to. Oh, speaking of which. I don't want to make Pikachu fight in any alphas, so we'll just follow this normally. Alright, got it. Some more speed candy. Now, the setup for this is kind of awkward, but you'd think normally there'd be only a... Hello. Oh, speaking of which, there it is right now. There's a specific setup that I found that by going to this precise area, you can get Pichu to swell up a little bit more than usual. That still doesn't change the fact that it's still going to be kind of hard to find. We still have to catch it without being spotted. We still have to catch a certain amount of them. And we have to catch all species on top of that. That makes it one of the toughest ones to find, but I actually found this out by doing other stuff. And yes, I looked off screen because that other area I found it on was kind of random. But yes, if you go to this precise location over here and check near this right corner, this seems to spawn Pichu more than any other area in the entire game. And the reason why I say that is because it's so busted, because it's a good place to find them. So I thought I would go there first and get some other stuff, and then For the rest of the video, I'm just gonna see if I can't find as many new Pokemon I could possibly find. This means going through finding... probably catching the big Snorlax with the heavy ball strategy as well as doing other stuff. So somewhere in the heights... somewhere in the heights area is where Munchlax could be found. Which is all basically this whole mountain section. The area to the right and the area up top. All these zones, I think each one of them potentially has a chance of encountering them. But more importantly, we can get up to other areas that we weren't able to see before, like this mountain expanse, for instance. It looks really cool. Alright, I need some more iron chunks. Mountain areas are probably the best areas in the game for finding the iron chunks. Away from this Geodude. That's a bird. Pantry. Oh, I went to the lower side. Whoops. Now we're back in here. Unchecked is probably another rare spawn, maybe even rarer than that. It's hard to know exactly where in the area it spawns, because if there are several precise locations, it can be very tricky to track down exactly where the one is. And even if you have gone through the precise location, that doesn't mean it'll necessarily spawn. That, like, brings up... I think it's a good idea to bring up one of the hardest points ever. Speaking of which... while we didn't find the one that we wanted, we found something else instead. Stantler. This is also a rare one. Whenever I see rares found, I need to make sure that I at least attempt to catch them. Stantler's a trickier void than usual. Gonna see if I can't catch it, at least using the backstrike method. Woo! That was weird. I don't know why I went so close. Alright. Tried to, like, back that up, but I already ran into it on accident. So it's either catch it or have it run away. But I already have one. It's fine. That thing bolted out so fast, by the way. It's ridiculous. So maybe in that area where it spawned there is the one area where I might be able to encounter Munchlax somewhere. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. This guy might not be as uncommon as I thought. Okay, their eat animation's a lot quicker than I expected. But that they took when going through Eden, they did not stay there for that long. Whatever. Okay, there we go. Yeah, whatever. So I guess Deer Track Heights is another area to counter Stantler as well as the Geodude. Okay, I need to figure out exactly how this ends. Okay, well that's actually a bit more simpler than I thought. And you can evolve it too. Wait, that deer Pokemon, however, that might be Stantler's evolution. Of course, to defeat it's going to be rather tricky since you would have to smack it from behind in order to effectively even get a chance at taking it out. That is assuming it doesn't run away before that. Oh! I was going to use that weird ability thing, Psych Shield Bast or whatever it was it just tried to use on me there. Not sure if I should have interrupted it or not. One thing I learned, by the way, if you use Agile Hypos just right, you can use them to take out certain Pokemon. Alright. Okay, we didn't find Munchlax, but we did find something else altogether. Oh, although we found it in the Obsidian Fieldlands, that was through a battle. We couldn't actually find it here. I'm trying to complete a lot of pages and also catch new Pokemon for the Pokedex. That's... I'm doing so many of these battles. I really need is to use all these XP stuff on Kogunk. The only reason I've kept it in my party is I'm trying to get it to evolve. But it's not evolving yet. Alright. I'm gonna have to swap out Cherim for just a bit. Because I need to have a Pikachu use Slash and X Scissor, both of those. I can actually check if it has them. That one only has Slash. Could have sworn I thought I had another one. Might be a level up move. That's fine. I only have to have it use Slash, so that's fine. I'll to do that rather quickly. Right. If I make it battle against one of itself, then we might see a lot of Slashes and X-Scissor uses just from that naturally. You know what? With that in mind, there's a spot where I found quite a bit of Cricketune actually, and I was actually going to do before, but I forgot about it. When I was doing my Pikachu loop earlier, I found this strange location where this setup could be caught. And that's also where I discovered where Pichu only really seemed to appear in one location, which is that spot to the lower right, which you just saw me look at. It was in the middle of the Kricketot when I first found that. I think that's supposed to be a spot for a Pikachu to appear. Or at least I could have sworn I seen a... Oh, hello, Pichu. I need to defeat it with ground type moves, so let's just battle it this time. Assuming I could actually find my Gliscor. I've got a decent amount of these already. Alright. Sorry that I can't just wait on this special effect to defeat it. I didn't actually see. It didn't actually pop up for some reason, but I believe I... Alright. At least I could have sworn I found a Kricketune somewhere over here, and now I can't even find it to say I like. Depends if Kricketot's any here. Alright, it doesn't want to use its move yet. Doing this because we also need KOs on Kricketune, so just making Kricketune battling Kricketune is a faster way of getting it done. Alright, Kricketune is just completely done. That helps out a lot. Alright. With that, I'm actually going to be done with this episode, because there was something else I wanted to do, but I kind of forgot what to do with it. So, with that in mind, I'm going to actually end the episode here, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.